Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are here to check in for the third week of August 2019. So in front of me I've got my Erin Condren Deluxe Monthly Planner. This is my little planning pack. This was a rose gold, like if you're a rose gold insider, like that level. This was the gift I think they sent last year. I absolutely love this planning pack and I love the planning pack in general. So in here I just have a whole bunch of just pens and things like that that I commonly use for budgeting. I've got my calculator back here, and then of course I've got my planner right here, and I just love that it matches. Matchy person, what can I say? So and actually I want to clip, I meant to do this before the video but we'll just do it now. I wanted to clip this all together. Big old hair hanging from my watch. There we go. Just because it's easier to like flip it back and forth. So, okay, so we are looking at the week of the, or is this the second paycheck? Oh, this is our second paycheck check-in. Sorry about that. Not our third. So this is our second. So we're looking at the 9th through the 15th. And not all of the bills have come out because I am filming this on a Wednesday. So I've got a couple more bills coming up, but I do know that those are, you know, for sure set amounts. So we're able to do our check-in today. And that's usually what ends up happening when I've got bills that are due on Wednesday or Thursday. CenturyLink did come out though. So okay, so let's go ahead and get started, and we're just gonna start out, and I'm gonna try to breathe through all this. So not only am I 33 weeks pregnant, so I don't have like, you know, a ton of space in there and my lungs are being compressed, but I swear every time after I eat, I like cannot breathe. So I apologize. I had to eat lunch before I started filming today. So that's just kind of where we're at, but we are going to check in for the second week of August. So we're going to start with grocery pickup, and we had one transaction. I just went to Target actually. They just started doing pickup as well, just so you guys know. So that's pretty exciting. So that was for $32.94, right? $32.94. And last week we had $83.90 remaining for the month. I have a feeling we're probably going to be a little over groceries. The one thing I didn't take into account is the fact that it's a 5-week month for us, so we have an extra week that we're going grocery shopping. We typically do our grocery pickup on Saturday, so I have a feeling we're probably going to be a bit over. We ended up kind of overspending in that first week, and this is why I like the weekly check-in, because it gives me the opportunity to kind of forecast the rest of the month. And you know, if things are down to the wire like this, like we've got $50.96 left for the rest of the month, I just know I have to get kind of creative and try to keep it as minimal as possible. If it goes over, especially for grocery, it honestly doesn't bother me that much, as long as we're eating what we have. So like if we're buying a bunch of groceries and we're eating out a ton, that's obviously not a good situation, if we're wasting a lot of food or things aren't getting eaten. But if we're eating everything we have, like, I think it's fine. So gas, we did not have any transactions for gas this week. So it's $0, and we still have $218.50 remaining. My daughter does start school next week, so we'll be taking her back and forth to school 3 days a week. So I am expecting us to go through gas a little bit more now that she's in school, and we'll be, you know, taking her there and picking her up and all that. Dunkin', we had one transaction for $13.97. I ended up getting like breakfast and everything there. I went and ran some errands with my friend and with Maddie, and Maddie hadn't eaten breakfast, so we got like hash browns and actual breakfast sandwiches and things like that. So it ended up being a little bit more expensive, but that was $13.97. $13.97, and we had $19.10 remaining last week. Minus $13.97, so we have $5.13 remaining. And I do have enough points for a free drink, so that's good. And then unbudgeted, we had one transaction. I went back to school shopping for Maddie. Ended up going through the back to school envelope as well as her clothing envelope. I honestly went a little bit overboard and got her some new clothes and things like that. She loves shirts that have little pockets on the front, and they had a whole bunch of them at Target. So I got her a couple shirts. I feel like with little kids, you can never have too many shirts, and they were only like $4 a piece, which is not bad. And then I also got her some skirts, because at her school, she's not allowed to wear dresses. And they say it's just a safety thing, like they don't want her to trip on her dress, but a lot of her dresses are shorter. But anyways, I ended up just getting skirts, and it could just be I'm misunderstanding their policy, I don't know. But the skirts look so stinking cute on her, and they match the shirts that we got her, so I got her that as well. So that was for $50.29 that we went over budget there. So not like awful, but definitely not ideal. But I've mentioned this previously in other videos, but for sinking funds, like I like to think of it as like, you know, you cover as much of it as you can, and then if there's anything that's outside of the set amount that you have for it, you can consider that an unbudgeted expense. Obviously try to avoid that if you can, but like a good example is if you take your car in for maintenance and they find, you know, you need an air filter and you don't have enough to cover it in your sinking fund, you wouldn't like just not get it. You know, you could always get a second opinion and everything, but I would just personally, if it were me, I would just consider that an unbudgeted expense. So that takes care of the weekly check-in page here. And as you can see, we've done quite a bit of, you know, spending. This other category is basically our savings, and these are like little baby things that I've picked up. So on my registry, there are items that are not covered by the completion discount. So I went ahead and ordered those items, and it was oddly enough, it was like nursing pads and breast milk storage bags, like very much so needed items, were not covered by the completion discount, which I thought was really weird. So, and then water wipes. I love water wipes for newborns because they are like 99 point something % water with just a tiny bit of fruit extract. So it's really nice because in that newborn phase, I feel like their skin is just so sensitive. We typically use the Kirkland wipes, but that's more of like reaching that infant stage. But for newborns, I really love water wipes. So got those. And I am planning on, once we like pretty much have everything that we need for the baby, I am planning on showing you guys like everything we've picked up and how much we spent and all that kind of stuff. We are trying to keep it as minimal as possible. There are definitely some, you know, new things that have come out that I think are really cool that they didn't have when Maddie was around, so it's very tempting to get those things. But yeah, so anyways, I'll be going over all those transactions, adding them up for you guys and everything in a later video. So let's go ahead and jump over to the next step, which is looking at our actual paycheck budget, which is right here. And we'll just kind of go through and mark off what's come out. So for Southwest Gas, that actual amount did end up being $32. And then for CenturyLink, it ended up being $65. And then these ones have not come out yet, but I know like for certain that is the amount. So I'll just put those in. And the nice thing is erasable pen, so if for some reason this is different, I can at least go in and change it if need be. And then for sinking funds, that was the $695. And for unbudgeted, we had the $50.29. So $50.29. And that means that our rollover amount was basically this amount. Oh, and you know what? I meant to write this in red because it's an overage. So let's erase that. I do have these pens linked down below, by the way. I love them. I do need to pick them up in red though. But okay, so $50.29. So our rollover amount was basically this amount minus the only overage we had, which was the unbudgeted. 46 minus 5029. So $1,360.17. And those like other transactions that you saw in the monthly spread in purple, those would come from this rollover amount, just so you know too. So, okay, and then the last thing we're gonna check is our cash envelope. So I've got another like little weekly check-in page here, and I've got another key, and this is where I track any of our cash envelope spending. So it's kind of the same exact setup as what I do with my monthly spread here, you know, where I have like the key and everything. These are more of like debit card transactions, and then this is just strictly cash. And I've got my wallet here so we can double check our cash, make sure everything that's supposed to be there is there. And the one thing that I did forget to do last week is to cross off transactions we've already tracked. So I've got my little ruler here, and I think what I'm going to do is just cross off anything that we've already tracked, which is up through Payway. So we'll just do that real quick, just so that I know that we've already looked at those, because otherwise I'll end up like duplicating things and it'll get confusing. So, and this miscellaneous one, and I could always just look at the dates, but sometimes transactions happen technically within the week, but they don't get into my weekly check-in because I do, like, I fill my check-in before they take place or whatever. So we just are looking at 4 transactions here. So we'll start out with food. Now for food, we did spend $24 on grocery items. I just went into Target and got a couple things which I had talked about in previous videos. So we spent a total of $24 on food, and we gave ourselves $300 for the first half of August. So last week we had $24.16 remaining. So this means that we've got 16 cents remaining this week. For household, we spent $5.39. Looks like that's the only transaction we had. And last week we had $27.80 remaining. $27.80, and then minus $5.39. So we should have $22.41 remaining in household. $22.41. Family fun, we had 0 transactions there, which is pretty good for us. So 0, and we have $25.77. It's so awkward writing with this coil. And then pocket money, I ended up getting McDonald's for Maddie and myself when we went and ran errands with my friend. So, let's see, $19.81. And last week I had 20 remaining, so that means I've got 19 cents. So fresh out basically. And then lastly is miscellaneous, and we spent $4.32 there. And last week we had $5 remaining, so we've got 68 cents remaining there. So the change and everything, I always just keep back here. I honestly don't keep track of like the specific change per category. I lump it all in the same like change pouch and everything. And then let me go ahead and just cross off these before I forget, because I will definitely forget. And I thought maybe about just highlighting these, but I think we're just gonna cross them off real quick. And that way next week I'll know exactly where we left off. Okay. so that's all good to go. So next, let's just go ahead and check. Oops, that fell off. We'll check the balances here. So in food, we should have $0, and there's food, and as you can see, $0 there. Household, we should have $22.41. We could have either 22 or 23, depending on like the change situation. So we've got 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah. So we got $23 in household. Family fun, we should still have the $25 in there. So there's family fun, and as you can see, we've got 20 and 5. So 25 there. Fresh out of pocket money, as you can see, had 19 cents remaining. Fresh out of miscellaneous as well. So there's our miscellaneous tab. And yeah, 68 cents remaining there. And then I've got my sinking fund section, and I've got my remaining beauty money in there because I'm going to go get my hair cut tomorrow. And then these are just dollars I need to go and put back in the bank. So yeah, looks like our cash envelopes are checking out just fine, which is awesome. And the next thing you're going to see tomorrow is going to be our Paycheck 3 budget. So stay tuned for that. And then I will also be stuffing our cash envelopes for the last half of August on Saturday for Saturday's video. So stay tuned for that as well. But if you guys have any questions or comments at all, let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to catch all my future videos. I do have every single shop that I order from for my budgeting supplies, my stickers, my planner, everything like that, pens I use. It's all linked in the description box down below, along with various coupon codes and referral links and all sorts of fun things. So definitely check that out if you're interested, and I will chat with y'all later. Bye!